Mike and Scotty could. I would have locked his ass. Bron is so easy to play. He's so fucking easy to play. He don't have any moves. The game is too simple. He just big. Now 260, whatever, 6'8".
What's good with y'all boys, man? Real game official, man. We back with another lit banger. You see what I'm saying, man? This is from ESPN Throwback. Let me show the channel. ESPN Throwback, man. Dennis Rodman in this vid, man, he basically was just he was talking about Bron as the GOAT, you know, talking about the GOAT debate. Him and Jordan. So without further ado, man, we're gonna get into this video.
Because that's just beginning, but the LeBron era isn't over yet. So let me ask you this. How does he compare to your former teammate, Michael Jordan?
Let's see. That's been a big debate for a while now, huh?
No question.
I just think that if you look at Michael, the body of work he's done over the years, you look at LeBron, the body of work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18? Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money. And people don't realize when Michael Jordan's playing,
never set out.
8, 9 years, he was barely making $3 million. Compared to these guys making $40 million. Wow. Compared to, no one even knew that. And then when he asked for like, you know, $30 million for Chicago for the first championship, I mean the fourth championship, he got that. 35 the second year, I guess another 35. I think he wanted 50 in the next year. We were gonna go for 4, but a lot of things went on. But as far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He averaged 50 points.
That's what everybody keeps
LeBron's
saying.
a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played with Kobe, Magic, Kareem. But Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT. Why you discuss the GOAT?
I agree. There's no,
Why?
it's
no
not
debate for any
close
of us,
enough.
but-
It's not close
Right,
enough
right.
between Michael and anyone else to really have the conversation. Let's be honest about it. Stephen A.
Well, listen, Dennis, I want to ask you this question. You see these guys, particularly in today's culture. You see the
Manya, let me pause proceeded. This is coming from one of the best defenders to ever do it, and Dennis Rodman, man. Somebody who has to defend an offensive player, man. Had to defend a lot of the greats, man, in the 90s and in the 80s. Because he played on them bad boy Pistons. And he played with Jordan, so he's going to know. He played versus Bird, which is one of the greatest, Magic, and MJ. And he played with MJ, so he don't know. Respect Dennis Rodman and what he's saying. The Bron fans who watching this, or whoever watching this, respect what he's saying because he knows. Trust me.
money that's out there being made from these
The
guys.
Drew Holiday before Drew
What are
Holiday.
your thoughts? What are your thoughts about how guys manage themselves, manage their bodies so they could be ready for the postseason, skip out on games during the regular season, etc.? What are your thoughts about that?
I just don't get it, Stephen. I just don't get it. I mean, the Generation X today, man, is really have taken over the world pretty much, especially in the United States. And the kids today, they think they have to have certain things to live, or certain things the way they want to live life today. But when you're a kid, especially at 19, 20, 21, and you get a contract worth $160 million, boy. I think you add up like guys in the 80s, probably 100 guys didn't even make $100 million combined. And these kids getting $160 million over 5 years. Wow. I mean, it's the mentality of these kids' minds have changed so much. I watched the draft last night, barely, so barely. And I was watching, not because who got drafted, I was just watching the culture of the kids. And the one thing that stuck out in my mind is how they dressed and what they was wearing.
And it's 5 years ago, but ain't much changed, man. It's the same old, same old. It's still our era.
I was like, my God, these guys are wearing diamond Rolexes. They wearing like $5,000 clothes. They're wearing this and that. I'm like, wow.
Whoa.
This is insane, huh?
Whoa.
They can't wait to get into the NBA because it's money driven now. It's pretty much money driven. I think as far as loyalty in the NBA, there ain't none. I hate that. I hate that.
At all.
You were a guy who, on the Pistons, I think you're arguably the greatest defender who ever lived. On the Pistons, I remember a quote from years ago where you were like, when I was on the Pistons, I grabbed 17 boards a game, won championships, made $800,000 a year. Now I'm on the Bulls, dyed my hair pink, got nose rings and everything, and same 17 boards, same championship. Now it's $8 million a year, right?
Right.
So, but what I always took that to mean was at that point in your career, you were more comfortable being yourself out loud, where maybe you were kind of, and I noticed this with stars today. Kevin Durant seems increasingly comfortable in his own skin. And as he starts to speak his mind more, he seems to be a better player as a result of it. What are your thoughts about that, these NBA stars today kind of being themselves more maybe in public than they used to?
Well, it does help when you have money and have power behind money. And the owners have no reason to sit there and doubt these players because they're making all the money for the owners. And I think that when you have the ability to back it up, like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, and all these players today, I think you have a right to say something that's going to be positive or negative either way. But as long as it's going in a direction where it's going to help and benefit the team, say what the hell you want to say. As long as it don't hurt anybody, you can say anything you want to say, but as long as you back it up. And these guys can back it up. When I was doing it back in the day, it was more like people didn't know how to handle me. What is he saying? Kick his ass out the league. When I was dyeing my hair, David Stern, what's his name? David Stern, right? David Stern said, Dennis, you know what? If you get one more tattoo, we're gonna kick you out the league. That's a true story.
Really?
One more tattoo, one more piercing, we're gonna kick you out the league. I said, wow, okay, great. I just kept doing it. But I wasn't trying to show the league up back then. I was doing things where it expressed me because mainly I was bored. I was bored when I went to San Antonio. I won championships. I knew how to be in the limelight, stuff like that. And when I went to San Antonio, it was more me breaking out as far as a human being. Because I was more like behind the scenes with Isaiah, Joe Dumars, with the Pistons, because I grew up in that era with the Pistons. I became a man. And once I became a man, I started to think on my own now. And all of a sudden, I started to follow my own beat. And
you see that with the stars now? I see it with the stars nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dennis, we've talked about Kawhi potentially leaving Toronto to go to the Clippers. We've talked about Kevin Durant potentially leaving Golden State to go somewhere else. Kyrie potentially leaving Boston, likely leaving Boston to go somewhere else. What are your thoughts about player movement in this day and age as opposed to guys sticking with a team?
It's kind of sad, though, Stephen. I think you know that because, you've been in this game for such a long time, 25, 30 years, or how long you've been in this game. You've been covering this game for a long time, 25. Man. And it's amazing when you see Ivan Iverson, you see Moses Malone, you see all these guys back in the 80s. Those guys never even thought about trying to go to another team. They didn't even thought about going to another team. They want to win a championship and be legacy in that era and on their teams. But now players are seeing
Bron,
the fact that they want
speaking
to
on
join
Bron and
their
KD.
buddies. Their buddies that they hang out in the summertime and stuff like that and think that's going to be cool on the court. It doesn't always mesh like that. You got to understand that, if you're going to go to a team like, say Chicago, when I played with Chicago, they had all the pieces. They just needed one more piece. That was me. And I came in and fit right in. Won 72 and 10 that year. And all they wanted was a rebounder, defender, and a tough guy. And I fit right in. Players today don't have the mentality to understand you got two stars on the team. Your role is to fit in.
I'm glad you bring that up because my contention is this. I say right now, since LeBron wasn't in the playoffs, we got to see him next time he's in the playoffs to remind us. Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world. I think he just beat the Greek Freak. He just won the chip. And partly that's because he's a finished product who was dropped onto a real team in Toronto. They had all the other pieces. I'm saying if he goes to the Clippers, I know the Lakers got the superstars together, but the Clippers are already a team. If you drop Kawhi Leonard in, they're going to win the chip. What are your thoughts about Kawhi Leonard, where he ranks in the league, and what the future holds?
Well, Kawhi Leonard's a great talent, though. I mean, he reminds me of me, but scoring. He can score the basketball. But
it's a good comparison.
If he goes to the Clippers, Stephen, help me out on this one right here. If he goes to the Clippers, it'll be a great fit. But the deal is now, the Clippers have built up something that's very special now. Now you can bring in a unique talent now. You bring in a unique talent. And all of a sudden now, everything is going to shift to Kawhi Leonard. No, everybody has to sit there and change their game around him.
Well, that's what happened in Toronto. They won.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead,
It
Steve.
ain't age well though. They
Yeah, the
didn't
only
win.
reason,
We in the
Dennis,
future
I
now.
would
They
tell
ain't win
you that
nothing.
it works for the Clippers because
They
everything
folded.
the Clippers have done over the last 2 or 3 years is to set the stage for Kawhi. So just like you came and you fit in perfectly with the Bulls, Kawhi fits in perfectly with what the Clippers are trying to do. That's the only thing that I would disagree with you there. But let me throw this at you. When you talked about the players and I asked you about player movement or whatever, and you talked about how they wanted to play with their friends, I've always, like you said, I've been covering the league 25 years. I'm old school. I don't care what anybody says, no, and I would never accuse players of not playing hard, not wanting to win or anything like that. But I do believe there's an elevated level of incentive when you actually dislike, or dare I say, despise your opponent. I think there's a little something extra that comes out of you when you don't like the opponent, the adversary. Do you agree with me there?
Well, you got to restate that question in a short version, Steve, because you went too fast for me on that one.
Do you play better? Do you play better or worse when you dislike your opponent? Genuinely dislike.
Well, when I was playing, I never disliked anybody. I just disliked the fact that we lost. You know, I said something in a respect of years ago in one of my books. I said, you know, I don't need to like my employee. I just need to win for my employee. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of players don't understand that. You don't have to like your employee. You don't have to like people that you play with, as long as you win. That's the main goal. It's win, 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 win.
Win, then
That's
get paid.
You know, it's like,
what's the mentality?
You know, it's like if you go on a date with a girl, right, Steven? You ever done it before, go on a date with a girl and you hate her guts, but she can satisfy you in one way? Satisfy you in one way, but it's all good. But either way, so no comment. But anyway, go ahead.
I want to get your thoughts on this because it's another age-old debate, like the GOAT debate we asked you earlier. It's your 90s Bulls versus today's Warriors. How would they fare? Your squad against this Warrior squad.
Hey, Steven, I got a question for you. Just ask me a question, my answer for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven, remember back in the late 80s and the 90s? I got a better question for you, Molly.
Okay.
How about the late 80s Warriors and the early 90s Warriors? Could the Warriors back then beat the Warriors today? They was averaging 120 points a game with 2-pointers. Yeah. Answer that question. Can that team back then can beat this team today? I said yes.
I don't know. I didn't.
I'll say yes. I'll say yes.
Now with Kevin Durant.
We want to know about your Bulls.
Okay,
I consider the greatest team of all time that won 72 games with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, you, Ron Harper, defenders everywhere you look, the greatest scorer of all time. Do the Warriors with KD beat you guys?
No, I think that the best tandem still today, I thought it was Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. I think Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
All right, y'all. Before we end the video off, man, I'm going to take it back a little bit. I'm going to take it back 6 more years, man, to when Dennis Rodman said he'll lock up Bron, and Bron ain't really got no bag. Let's get to the video.
Can you lock up LeBron?
No one could lock up LeBron. Me, Mike, and Scotty could. I would have locked his ass up. Bron is so easy to play. He's so fucking easy to play. He don't have any moves. The game is too simple. He just big. Now, 260, whatever, 6'8", 6'9". That's the only thing he got, pretty much.
And there's no game that I would ever play in and pick LeBron James over Michael Jordan.
No game. So now you're just being
Not if I'm
firm
trying to
about it.
win. I'm not going to give up my teammate who I won 6 championships with. Michael Jordan has never, ever said he's the greatest player to ever play the game. Why? He's respected all the other players before him. So for LeBron to say that, he's sort of pulling himself out of it. You can't say you're the greatest player. You have to allow your peers in the world to say that.
Facts. Hey, that was a way to end the video off, man. That's enough said. We ain't got to speak about it, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, man. Y'all like the video, man. Give the video a like, comment, man. Let's get in the algorithm, man. Let's get back in it. And to the next video, I'm out.